Hey guys, Fathead and Rob here from Infinite Combo. Today we're going to be doing a little segment we like to call, what is this, places
to do things, or to do stuff.
in Gears.
Yeah.
It's basically, if we continue this series, I hope we do, because it's actually kind of nifty to figure this stuff out. Power weapons, everyone uses them, everyone knows what they look like, that's great. But there are angles that you can abuse to get advantages on people. People don't see them coming. Today we're going to be looking at the drop shot. Now, the upside of the weapon is it's fast firing. The projectile flies like 100 miles an hour, but at the same time, you can see that thing coming from a mile away. What good is it? Well, we're going to show you some places where your enemy isn't going to see it coming a mile away. We got everything drop shot.
Yeah, so these are maps that have the drop shot on them. We just did a private match where every single weapon on the map is a drop shot, just so we can grab ammo and, kind of show these angles out. So I guess we'll start at the actual drop shot spawn, which is
at the back.
Here at the back. So there was a couple little angles we figured out. So people like to hide in that grenade room. And I figured out this little, it's, not exactly the most useful one, but if I can do it here, and I did it way too early. Let's try that again. You can actually send it through a
I was
hole
just to the right.
In the center of the,
there it
like
goes.
that. And I just killed John there. So while not the most useful, if you know somebody's in the grenade room and you picking up the drop shot would flush them out, it would be a little quicker of a way to potentially get them killed before they make their way out of that room. I mean, obviously the easiest one is most people, if they're the last man standing, they're going to hide behind that truck in the back, and just standing to the right here, you can just sling the drop shot into the back there, and I slung it way too far back, but...
But that's and it's kind of typical to do that. But at the same time, it's going to throw them off if you're firing it way above it. They think they're safe. They think, oh, he doesn't know, and they're going to step out to pick up the grenades, and then you drop it through the hole, and you can catch them off guard, or at least give them a scare.
Yeah. So then the other ones we like here as well is from down in the hole here. You can actually get to the grenade, the sniper spawn.
And you can't see my screen, unfortunately, but it is... Oh, that was close.
That was pretty close.
It does drop. You can literally drop it on either side, and there's the kill.
Yeah. And then, of course, you can do the same thing, so you can get, as they called it in Gears 1, host spot. And drop it right up there. And same thing if somebody's on the sniper. Has the sniper and they're up on that side area here. Trying to snipe down the bottom.
You can clear them out and they never see you coming. It's actually... Because getting the weapon while they got sniper will be tough. But once you get under there, it should be a cakewalk. Unless they see it coming.
Let's see. So then, from the drop shot spawn, you can also shoot all the way out to these bolt-hawk spawns, or when they're hills in King of the Hill, or if one team's kind of camping there. Now the other one for the Guardian players is up on. If you're up here, people playing Guardian like to hang out and spawn here, and I can kind of see that back wall. Where somebody would hang out.
That top right piece of cover by the truck that's almost tipped over.
Yeah, you can
the leader will hang out there almost religiously. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, guys. Don't hang out in the initial spawns.
Let's see if, and you can see my explosion there is literally right on top of it. So if the Guardian was hanging out, or the leader is hanging out there, they dead.
Yeah. And they usually will, because they can't really find another good place to hang out. And they figure you got to work across the entire map to get to me.
Yep.
Not really. we'll just pick up drop shot and lob the shots over the top.
Yep.
Now that one I've seen used quite a bit before, but the one that Rob found sliding into the grenade room through that split in the floor, never seen that done before in all my times playing this game. So that's a new one as far as I can tell.
Yeah. And then the last one that's kind of obvious, but can be done, is from all the way from the grenade, the initial drop shot spawn, all the way up to the sniper spawn.
And of course, this is a bad idea unless you've got teamwork. A couple of these that we're going to show you, teamwork's a must.
Yeah.
If your friends create a distraction, that guy isn't going to know what's going to hit him.
Yeah.
But if you just try and do it solo, you're a sitting duck, your head's gone.
Yeah, I mean, as an example, like the two Boltok spawns, not a good option normally to drop a drop shot from here all the way over there, but if they're in the middle of a team fight and your team is trying to take the hill, it could be a good shot. You just got to be careful not to hit the horse or on top of the actual pieces of cover over there. But you can either coordinate with your team and use these as a way to scatter the enemies and then attack them, or if you're already in the middle of a team fight, you might be able to get a pick and put the fight into your team's favor. Yeah, it looks like you could technically go all the way to back a spawn from here, too, if you knew the exact angle and everything. It's just a matter of knowing the timing. And cross-map drop shots are probably really fun and really amazing, but they're not practical. So you're better off choosing a spot where it's closer and they're not going to see it coming. The sniper's sitting up on the two spots to the left or the right, trying to aim down towards the drop shot, and hitting them from the grenade room is a good option. Throwing the drop shot over the walls here into spawn during Guardian is a good option. All of that. Like, your biggest thing is going to be trying to make sure that the time that you're firing to the time that you're releasing the button to drop it is fast enough that they can't react because they don't know where it's coming from.
They can hear it all they want, but you don't want them to see it until it's too late.
Yeah.
So here on Dan, one of the big downsides that a lot of people will have with the drop shot is it's so open, you're gonna see it well before it gets to you. So a couple of things you want to keep in mind is put as much between where you're firing it from and your target as possible. You can lob this thing over walls, so use the walls to your advantage. For example, you can see Rob is up at that L-shape piece of cover. Let's do that one first. That one's actually kind of interesting. Alright, let's see if I can get over there to you. Alright, so that's a common hill, King of the Hill. Not escalation, but King's pretty common. You can lob it and drop it. And as you can see, I almost hit him. The explosion's right next to him. And this is... It's great because they can't really... Ooh, I almost got him with that one, too. You can't really see it. So even if unless Rob is specifically looking in my direction, which he is right now, you can then see it coming a mile away. But who's going to be doing that? You're going to be looking down the front, down the sides, making sure no one's flanking you, making sure no one's picking up the nades from behind to kill you with those to take the hill. So let's see. So that one's done. Oh, the L shape of the pipe.
Yes.
The next one. You're a better shot than I am at that, so you can do that one.
So the other thing we were really considering when looking at drop shot angles was angles that were important to a fight that you can see from around the drop shot spawn. So one of the things with this map is people go back to these L-shaped objects in the back here that have these pipes on them and usually sit in cover. So which side do you want? You're on the right? Okay, I see you. So one of the things we noticed you can do is fit it right through that pipe and boom. See you later. You can do that on the other side too, so, depending on which side your team spawns on, you can stick it through both. So
people are usually watching the grenade spawn around the sandbags there. Because that's the first thing they're thinking of, is I'm going to pick those up. And it's a great place to make a last stand if you know what you're doing. So, in theory, and once again, if you create enough of a distraction, they're not going to be looking up at Dropshot for that. You can even lob it over the top if you're not too comfortable with it. But I suppose if someone's looking up, they won't be expecting it that low.
Yeah. And that's the big thing is, you know, when you're looking at your reticle, the two lines on the top of the arc of the absolute top of the arc on your drop shot, and then the bottom is generally where it's going to land and where it'll originate from. So just always keep that in mind when you're trying to fit it through an object, is to make sure that your top two lines are not about to hit something. Wow. Okay. I did not actually expect that.
I just fired that up into the air, just like over the general area. It was whole areas. Alright, what was the third one on here?
We had the side
Hills by the truck.
Yep.
From the snipe. Oh wait, were we...
Nope, from
okay.
the sides. So like from here I can see what's going on with the sniper, and they can't see me, even when I back up all the way.
Literally the only way I'm going to be able to... I don't even think I can... Yeah, I have to come all the way up to see you. If you walk up all the way to the wall, though... Like, move forward for me. Alright, you can't see it on my camera, but Rob is basically invisible right now. I can't see him. But the idea is, if I'm trying to pick up Sniper at Snipe Spawn, Rob can just lob that over the top, see where I am, and unless I'm actually looking for it, it is kind of a surprise.
Yeah.
Once again, if you've got a couple of guys up there battling with one of your teammates and you want to help them secure Snipe, it's not a bad place. Is it a priority to bring the drop shot there? Not necessarily. But if you can, it's a great way to help your teammates secure another power weapon. So I think that was it on this one?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, oh no, hitting the center from the truck hills, which yeah, you did kind of do that, but I can demonstrate the other side. So,
oh wait, what about the truck hills from the center, where you slink it? Oh wait, no, and the close wall, like the...
Yeah. So if I come over here, if you're at that truck hill, and I'm in cover against this wall, you can't see me.
Even standing up, I can't see you. I'd have to get into the truck. All right.
And even then, you won't be able to see much of me until I start backing up.
Yeah.
But from here, I can just lob that over real quick. Bam, it's right. I think I missed the truck, but...
It's okay. Also, when most people are in the truck, they won't be looking at that particular window. They go into cover, and you'll be looking...
here so you can see.
Yeah, and you'll be
most
looking
people are, yeah, they're going to go into cover, and they're going to be looking straight forward across the map, and they're going to be looking over towards the snipe to make sure they're not going to get their head sniped off, or potentially looking over on this side to make sure that they're not getting flanked on the hill. But they're generally not worried about that window, only because there's no good angles here. Like, you have to be hiding, you have to be standing pretty far back to be able to even hit somebody through the window, or for somebody to even be hitting you. Like, yeah. You have to be really far back from
I'm a good 15 feet back from the wall.
Yeah, it's not exactly a good angle to be firing. So someone who's in this truck is going to be more worried about something coming from snipe, coming from straight across, or coming from behind to flank the hill. They're not going to really notice the drop shot coming through that window to kill them.
So Dawn is another really big open map. You can drop the drop shot pretty much anywhere you please. But a couple of things do stand out if you really want to be the guy to get that nasty surprise from the initial drop shot spawn here. And this works well for King of the Hill, but more importantly, Escalation. You can hit either one of the home hills from this point. So you can fight for the drop shot. First round, obviously nothing's going to be here. But if a team is stupid enough to give it to you second round, you can punish them severely. They can't see you from this point if they're on their home hill. They can't shoot at you. I mean, you're basically protected. You can lob a quick shot in and just mess with them all damn day. little short there, but that's the idea. Now, you can take it to the extreme on the other side here. Now, because of the big cliff on the side Rob was just looking at, you can't quite get that nice visual you want to get. But over on the side with the rug merchant, you can see there's a nice gap. Nice big fat hole right there. Just pop the drop shot through it, and you can literally drop that into the center every single time. So this is like, as far as I can tell, at least for escalation, this seems to be the weak side of the map. But for King of the Hill, it's great because, I mean, very often these are very tough hills to break because people will just get in, cap them, and then as soon as you walk up, they're just corner camping and they will take you out. A teammate with the drop shot, boom, dead center of hill. You can scatter them, you can get a couple of kills, throw in a smoke for good measure for some extra chaos, move in, cap the hill, and you're done. What was the other one? That was the side hill. Drop shot, 2 side hills. And the hole. That was really it, though.
Yeah, those are the only really good angles we found.
I mean, obviously, there is the one where the torque bow is at that top center tower. But you're gonna be a sitting duck unless people make a distraction for you. Once again, another good one. Sneak it through the window, but you need teammates to help you out. Even quick like that, actually. That was pretty good. If you can get up to this very front, and they won't see you coming. Even, ooh, what about the side? Oops. I bounced it.
Yep.
But that's another main hill for escalation. It's also a very tough hill to break in King because Lancers, pistols, and of course this is where the torque bow is, and they've got views from everywhere. So in the end, it looks like narrower, more tightly packed maps are gonna be easier to abuse the drop shot on. Bigger maps are kind of tough to figure things out because of the open air and because of the open air and just all, you can see it coming from a mile away. It's going to be a little tougher to really get the drop on people. Bounced it off me. Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. What are your favorite drop shot angles? Tell us down below in the comments. We'd like to see what you guys have come up with for your evil schemes. And, you know, drop us a line. Tell us what you think of the video. Tell us what we missed. Anything like that. We always like to hear from you guys. Like, share, subscribe, and all the usual YouTube stuff. Well, guys, till next time, it's been Fathead and Rob from Infinite Combo. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay infinite.
Infinite.